Thank you, and I appreciate, Mr. Chairman, all the work that you and your staff have put into this effort to reduce the cost of drugs for families in San Diego and for all of our districts. I represent San Diego, which is one of the world's foremost biotech hubs. The life sciences sector created 48,000 jobs in San Diego County this year, an increase of 15.4% over last year. Recently, a company facility in my district launched a one-time gene replacement therapy that essentially halts the progression of a rare and deadly genetic childhood disorder, spinal muscular atrophy. They're now investing in research to cure a genetic form of ALS. Other companies are researching cystic fibrosis, dementia, Parkinson's disease. One company I visited is using regenerative medicine to cure diabetes, which, by the way, would put insulin out of business. We're here today because our constituents are paying too much for the drugs they rely on to stay healthy, to manage their illnesses, or in some cases to cure conditions that they suffer from. We're here to respond to market failures, instances where patients and the federal government spend enormous amounts of money on drugs that lack competition that would otherwise drive the costs down. I'm concerned with one provision that I wanted to take time to mention, which is the emergency negotiation provision that came out in the latest version of this bill this week and is part of the amendment in the nature of a substitute. This deals with drugs that have a high list price at launch, but enables the government to interfere with pricing before the market has a chance to succeed or fail. Let's be clear that markets with competition can work to drive costs down. Take hepatitis C as an example. When the first cure for hep C hit the market, it was priced at $95,000. Now remember, that compares favorably to $575,000 for a liver transplant, which would be avoided. It also avoids having to treat this as a chronic condition over your lifetime. But $95,000 is a lot of money, and in less than a decade, additional hep C cures have come onto the market and have driven down the cost of these treatments by 40 to 65%. That's an example of the market reacting to a novel treatment and driving down costs for patients. My concern with this emergency price proposal is that it may have the unintended consequence of preventing the next breakthrough cure from coming to market at all, and from allowing the market to work once it does. I appreciate your responsiveness and that of your staff to my concerns around this bill, since we learned this provision was going to be added to the bill. And as Mr. Kennedy pointed out eloquently, this is the bill we need to send to get this process started. I'm willing to support this amendment today to move the ball forward. However, I ask that we continue to work together to ensure that this language is not in the way of innovation, does not prevent the next great cure or treatment from coming to market. This is a flaw in this bill, I believe, that I hope we can work out. Mr. Chairman?
Gentlemen yield?
Yes, I yield.
I appreciate your work on this issue, and I think it's important that we get it right for patients and also strike the right balance. So we'll work together on this as we move forward.
Thank you very much, and I yield back. And again, thanks to you and your staff for the good work.